What's up, Nerd Crew? Nurdie J here, and welcome to the finale episode of the gun robots that turned into a massive robot. Without further ado, cue the intro! Now, before combining, there is a little bit of prep. We don't really need to prep much with this guy, nor this guy, but the rifles we have to do some stuff too. These are where most of the transformation is going to happen also. So, grab this guy, pull off this tripod. You're not going to need that for this mode. Take this off. But just hold on to it for a sec. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Then you want to push this back down for now. Come back. I forgot to add the clips. And they're just frictioned on. The clips can stay on in these modes, or else you can take them off. Just to not worry about too many parts being just cast to the side, I'm gonna leave them on. So to start off with this guy, we want to flip open the front barrel, flip it down and peg it in. There's a peg and a hole, and then just leave it like that. Now come to this part and split the back end of the gun, rotate it all the way down, shift it down on the ball joint and hinge, and it'll just peg in right there. Do that on both sides. And then you want to come to the robot head right here, and then flip it back all the way. And then come back to this, and then slide that back up. Slide this on, push it down, slide it all the way down, and it'll just shift as it needs. And this will be a leg. Come to this. This just goes off to oblivion for now. Same as the tripod, because those are not needed in this mode at all. Then you want to come to the barrel, split it open, peg it in. There's a peg right here and a peg hole right here. And then you want to shift this hammer down, rotate on the ball joint and the hinge, just rotate it up, and then there's a peg hole right here that'll peg into this peg. Like so. On both sides. Just shift it down, peg it in. And then what I like to do, you don't need to do this part, but I like to do so he has a defined heel, is just close up the arms like you do in robot mode. And so he's got a heel. Then slide this off, which you don't need to do. But I like to rotate it so that the bigger part of the scope is now part of the foot. Like so. So we come to this guy, hold this out, that goes off nowhere, that stays put. Come to the back here, and then shift it, and this peg right here by the trigger will peg into this hole on both sides. So there's a peg right here, there's a peg hole there. Now the reason why I'm leaving the silencer on this guy, and I'm leaving it on those guys for feet, is technically you don't need this for this mode, but it does cover up this head. So come to the base of the barrel, open it up, slide this in, close it back up, and that's all you do for this. Yay. Alright, now we come to this guy. Then we rotate it around so that the pegs here are sticking to the sides. You want to bring the front of the barrels up, clip them in, and then you want to just leave these the way they are for now, but you can unpeg them for articulation later. But for right now, just for ease of combination, just leave them pegged. Open this up, bring it to the side, rotate this down, rotate it like you were going to make a satellite on this side, rotate it so it is like so. There we go. My bad. Flip down this chest unit, and bring up the big head along with the small head. And it's just a bigger version of his head. And then start plugging things on. So there's a hole here and a peg here. Hole here, peg here. Let's zoom out. And then there's a peg here, hole here. And then the least of the needing to do anything is you take this guy, that's it. You just take and this thing that kind of looks like a mini-con port just plugs in on this side. Now, you just unpeg the arms, and there you go. For articulation, you got to push the hips in as you're doing this, but the legs can go forward and back. The arms are on the ball joints, so they have quite a bit of articulation. The head does nothing. This you can just rotate to however you want. Now be careful, because when I bought this version of this guy, my set, this guy's scope, brain work, scope does not stay very well. So, but that is the combined form. And we've finished, everyone. I have no comparisons because, well, I kind of used everyone for the comparisons. But how about this? For the next review, we'll just include this guy as a comparison. He's about the size of a basic deluxe-ish. So without anything further, I've been Nurdie J for Nurdie Boys. I'll catch you next time.